Well, hello, servant leaders. I just wanted to say grace and peace to you and bring to you this second um, lesson and discussion that's based on our theme for the year, really, to discern what God wants for us. So, we're in a year of discernment. Last time we really began this at talking about what are some of the things that we want to do to accomplish our district's 2020 vision goals. So, in 5 years or less, what do we imagine and desire for our community? And so, I wanted to put back a summary of those goals that we talked about. For our Vision 2020, we said we'd like to see 100 new Christians. We said we'd like a worship attendance of all together in all of our venues to be 650, and in the sanctuary 350. For Sunday school, we'd like to see a 75% of the attendance. For our life groups, we said 66% of attendance with 10 new groups in the next 5 years. And then we said we'd like 10 new works. This could be a preaching point. This could be another service that we begin. This could be another outreach to one of those assisted living facilities. Whatever it may be, we want to begin 10 new works, which is 2 a year. And so we have to get on the ball. If we're going to accomplish this, we have to design our life together in such a way that we're able to accomplish these goals. As we've heard before, many people will say the very definition of insanity is to keep doing the same things and expect different results. Now, again, we're not result-oriented completely. Sometimes being faithful to the gospel means that we can't accomplish that in the way that we think that we would, or the way other people down the street are, because being faithful to the gospel means something. For example, Creflo Dollar's church has 20,000 or more people that attend. Creflo Dollar also espouses the health and wealth gospel, that the purpose of Christianity is to both save you from sin and make you rich. So it's easier to grow a church in America where you promise that God's purpose for you is to make you rich. But that does mean we have to look at our system and our structure, because we are designed to get the results that we're getting on some level. So if we're too busy and people are saying that it's harder and harder for them to participate, do we continue to try to spread ourselves thin, or do we put our eggs in one or two baskets, as it were? I think we have to ask some of those questions. We have to say, how will we start 2 new works a year by the year 2020? How will we grow in ways that are authentic to the gospel, in ways that are authentic to who we are at Shawnee Church of the Nazarene? What are we willing to do? What levels of discomfort for our community? What does that mean? How do we need to change what we're doing? Is there a way that, for example, I need to preach differently so more people hear the message and receive salvation? Is there a way that we need to look at our life groups and how it is easy or not easy for people to get involved, and why some people still refuse to go to Sunday school even though they've been in this church for a long time? We have to ask those questions and try to discern the answers. And some of that's probably going to be difficult, but I really believe that with God's help we can get there. Now, I want to give you an article, and for some of the reflection that we do this time, and it's some main principles that you're going to read about when it comes to vital congregations. And we want to talk about some of these in terms of our discernment together. So there are 5 areas. I think there are more, but there are 5 areas, according to the article that I'm going to give you, that mark vitality in congregations. And these are congregations with different styles of ministry. And I want to say they're all one size, generic, evangelical congregations. These are churches that have a vital life together, and these are 5 things. The congregation maintains a vital worship of God. Number 2, the congregation is a surrogate family. Number 3, the congregation is a blessing to the community where it finds itself. Number 4, the congregation maintains its building for holy space and mission. Number 5, the congregation passes the faith on to coming generations. Now, if we were to analyze on a scale of 1 to, let's say, 7. Each of those questions will do that. What do you think? How are we doing in each of those areas? And you'll have opportunity to respond. Secondarily, out of these 5 areas, what would you add? What's important? Now, what I really need from you is to at least read the article that goes along with this, read this information, so that it'll help you think through a little bit more deeply about those questions. But I really do want us to answer those questions and think about that. How are we going to be a vital congregation, not only now, but on into the future? How will we reach these goals? Because we're not going to reach them just by talking about them. How do we really change our system to focus completely on the things that God has for us, that God wants for us? What do we need to do to make this happen? Now, obviously, a lot of this is going to first come through prayer and coming through discerning the right things in the leadership of the Spirit. As I said, this is not primarily a style question, but it is more or less a commitment question. What do we commit to? And what do we let go of? What do we prioritize? And what do we say, hey, that had its time, but now we need to move on? Those are the real hard questions for a community. And I think that that's what the board is for us to engage in this level of discernment, honest discernment together. Well, grace and peace to you. Thank you for listening to this video portion of the lesson. I love you and appreciate you. And I do believe that our best days are still ahead of us because our God, the God who promises to be who he will be into our future, the I am or I will be, is already out ahead of us preparing the way. So prayerfully read through this, think through this, and let's come back together and we'll talk here in our board meeting. I do want to say, if the Royals are playing, there will probably be people in the fellowship hall from 7 o'clock on, which includes you, but want us to make sure we get started at 7:45, and we will aim to end at 8:45 this time. So grace and peace, my friends. I will see you Wednesday night in Tuumpteen at 7:45.